I'm here, follow me. I'm trying to prove a point. And relax. Don't be so serious. Relax. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Ah, that's something that Showtime All Access will never have. And according to Floyd Joy Sinclair, produced by Steven Espinoza, distributed by Showtime Sports, All Access is fake. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live with Real Combat Media. And guess what? I cover boxing. So this fight in particular is going to be the first fight where I actually provide full coverage for. Now, if you don't know who I am, I cover every single major fight live, which means that all my videos are unedited and uncut. That means now I already have some interviews with Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, Sergey, Kovalev. I cover every single episode of Showtime All Access, every single episode of HBO 24/7 live moments after each airing. So what I'm saying to you is that this is going to be the fight where I'm going to be doing all that, the numerous prediction videos that you can see scattered throughout this channel, going to the press conference, the weigh-in, post-fight press conference, and I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be getting it down, because my plan is, as you probably know, to be a boxing promoter. So consider this the practice level. You get me? So consider this like a playground. You know, you get sponsors, you get endorsements, you know, you start going to events. So when it comes to post-fights and all that, okay, yeah, I'm dominant on that level. Hey, I'm just saying, you know, I'm confident, you know, this is business. And now, when it comes to the interviews, even though I don't plan on being at gyms all day, every day, nah, I want to get in interviews that will be success and also have will have relevancy going into the future, you know, and also interviews that that back up the videos that I talk about. So today, moving on, before I get all wrapped up and all that, please subscribe. We're going to talk about Bernard Hopkins, the IBL. Yeah, I know. The IBF, the WBA, 175-pound, 49-year-old alien, 55-6-2, 32 knockouts. And let's talk about him real quick, just to back you up. Just a little over 10 years ago, yes, like last week, a little over 10 years ago, he defeated Oscar De La Hoya. Only person to ever knock Oscar out before Manny Pacquiao, but I'm talking about knock him out. So, when you look at 13 years ago, when he beat Felix Trinidad, when you look at in between there, 2 fights with Chad Dawson, 2 fights with, and I know the first fight he slammed him, 2 fights with Jean Pascal, 2 fights with Jermaine Taylor. You throw in Tavoris Cloud, Karat Marat, who else? I'm probably missing somebody. I'm probably Joe Calzaghe. You think like, wow, that resume is crazy, win or loss. And the fact that he's almost 50 going in there against a guy who's the WBO 175-pound light heavyweight champion Sergey Kovalev, 25-0-1 with 23 knockouts. The scary thing about Kovalev is every punch will hurt you. The other thing about Kovalev is he ended a man's life. Of course, not intentionally, but in the sport of boxing, they tell boxing is a very dangerous sport, and it's not a sport to be played around with. So the selling point of this fight is this is a 49-year-old man in there, and I gotta be honest with you. Like, listen, if I see those old bones, and I'm at that event, and I see those old bones, no matter where I'm at, those old bones hit the mat, you know, or if I see him on the ropes taking all this damage and the TKO, like, listen, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fake an asthma attack, you know, and I'm gonna start coughing, you know, because my eyes are gonna start watering up, you know, and I'm gonna have to get the hell out of it. Because you gotta look at the fact that, well, this guy's knocking people out with jabs, and people just going, ugh. He punching people in the stomach and they losing all their air and just say, no, I'm not getting up. No, I'm cool. You know, that's some scary shit. That's a lot to think about. You know, so I say this. I'm going to the event to strictly work. I'm not going down there to party and all that. Listen, I'm going to be the first one at the event. I want to be the last one to leave. I'm going to be there on some humble, you know, with my khakis and my button up. And if we just so happen to meet, then let's talk. You know, but outside of that, if there's an event like the press conference, you know, sometimes they can be long. Sometimes they can be long. Let me tell you, This last one, I was at the round table. I was like the first one there. So I got goosebumps. I see Oscar De La Hoya come in. I'm like, oh shit, T-Street's made it big time now. You know, so it took me a while to be able to, it took me a while not to be able to go in there, but to be able to like, okay, all right, you know, now is the time. You know, so I went there with my camera. First I surveyed everything. I'm like, okay, all right, people doing stuff. You know, I see what they're doing. You know, then I started recording, you know, Sergey talking. And I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna follow everyone's lead, not be too, how can I put it? Not be too intrusive, my first time here. Then after a while, I was like, this is easy work. Easy work. But if you don't know, Bernard Hopkins is going to neutralize the offense. I want you to know that this is a layback Saturday night. You might as well lay up with your lover. You might as well get ready for bed because the name of the fight, yes, it's good. But Bernard Hopkins is going to be holding and hugging all night long. Now, we know that's how that's how he fights. That's who he is. You know, it's an acquired taste. Bernard Hopkins is really like liver and onions. You know, like if you really want it, you really want it. You know, so me, a guy like that, I'd be like, you know what? I can deal with liver and onions every now and then. You know, I can deal with some pig's foot or some chitterlings every now and then. And I think like, okay, all right. Bernard Hopkins hasn't let me down because I know what to expect. I know what to look for in his antics. I know that sometimes, you know, I know that he'll sell a fight. I know that guy can do so many dirty moves in one fight and not even lose a point. I know that he knows how to use all four corners of the ring. I know that he's crafty, and they call it savvy. Yes, I made that rhyme. So Sergey Kovalev never fight nobody on this level that's actually going to try to box him. Nah, it's not happening. He's not beating Bernard Hopkins. He can go out there all that power mess, all that power mumbo jumbo. But if you really look at it, even though all his punches do hurt, punch output is somewhat low. You know, and he can be hit. But it's just that all the other opponents were scared to be hit, or when they got hit, you know, don't let this man punch you in the stomach, be hot. You know what this is a story I should say, and I said in previous videos. I wonder what a day in the life of B-Hop is like. Now, he said he goes to bed around 10:30. He said he don't like it. You know, he don't like that he have to fight past 10:30, you know, because he be tired, he too old. You know, but I guess maybe he sleep by 11 p.m. You know, then he get up probably like 3, go running, come back, eat like some grapefruit, some organic grass juice, you know, and like a quail egg or something. You know, then he probably go to the gym. You know, then he go to the gas station. And he really do seem like one of them guys, like, for example, Pepsi. You know, if you want to get a Pepsi, I'm not saying he drink Pepsi. No, okay, if he want to get one of those aloe juices, and the aloe juice is like $175 everywhere else he go, but he go to the gas station and he see that shit like $189. What is this? And he start making a scene, and you know he rich. He just look like, and then he go to the cashier and start really raising a fuss. And I'm just saying, that's how I really see him. You know, like yo, why is it you trying to get a $189? I can buy like 7 of these. You know, he seems like one of those people. You know, or like, you know, if you're working like, you know, anyway, let me move on. I got stories for days. So, I got Bernard Hopkins winning. And I just don't see how fans can say Sergey Kovalev is going to knock him out. Bernard Hopkins has never been knocked out. Yes, the fact that he's 50. You know, I just don't see it. Now, Bernard Hopkins losing on the cards, I just don't see that either. So, Bernard Hopkins might take a beating. But he says he wants to be the undisputed champion of the world, and I count him as being the undisputed champion of the world. And I don't know if I said this already, but let me say it anyway. I probably said it in this video, but let me say it anyway. Right now, Vladimir Klitschko, Bermane Stiverne, Deontay Wilder, one of them can be an undisputed champion. Here's why. Vladimir Klitschko has the WBO, the IBF, yes, the NBO, and the WBA titles. Bermane Stiverne has the WBC. Bermane Stiverne is supposed to be taking on Deontay Wilder. Winner of that, if it's not Deontay Wilder, thank you, Al Heyman, if you know what I mean, will most likely want to face Klitschko to get that big money. So when you look at Bernard Hopkins, He has the IBO. Yes, they know the IBF and the WBA. Sergey Kovalev has the WBO, and Adonis Stevenson has the WBC. We know that Adonis Stevenson and Sergey Kovalev was supposed to fight. They didn't fight. Adonis Stevenson went over, signed with Al Heyman. Thank you, Al Heyman. Thank you so much. And Kathy Dova, promoter of Sergey Kovalev, filed the main event. Now Bernard Hopkins is fighting Sergey Kovalev. So then the winner would be the WBO, the IBO, the IBF, and the WBA champion. Then the winner is going to still try to go after Adonis Stevenson, who may be taking on Jean Pascal. I'm T Street Controversy, and this is T Street Controversy Live. Please subscribe.